Never trust anyone blindly. We will explore why it is so important to think for ourselves and not just rely on what others say. Have you ever wondered if everything you're told is the whole truth? Our story today delves into the idea that sometimes even the closest people to us might not always be completely honest or correct. We'll see how trusting blindly can lead us down unexpected paths and why it's crucial to discover the truth for ourselves. But don't go anywhere just yet, because by the end of this story, we have a special twist waiting for you. Something that will make you think and perhaps see things in a new light. So get ready to join us on this journey of discovery and understanding. Let's find out together why it's so important to never trust anyone blindly. In a Kwet village, there lived a man who could not see. His name was Arun. Arun had been blind since birth. He was known in the village for his sharp mind and kind heart. Arun liked to sit in the sun, feel the wind on his face, and listen to the stories of the villagers. But he always wondered about things he couldn't experience, like colors and light. One day, Arun's friends came to visit him. They often talked to him about the world he couldn't see. They described the sun, the sky, and the light. "Light is beautiful, Arun," one friend said. "It's like a warm, bright feeling that makes everything clear." Arun listened, but he was confused. "What is this light? I hear you talk about it, but I can't touch or hear it. How can I understand what I cannot experience?" he asked. His friends tried to explain more, but Arun couldn't understand. "If I can't feel it, then how can I know it's real?" he asked. Arun's friends didn't know how to answer. They cared about him and wanted him to understand the world as they saw it. They decided to take Arun to someone who might help him understand better. They thought of the wise Buddha, who was visiting their village. They went to him and said, "He is blind. We are his closest friends. We told him about light, but he is not ready to accept the fact that there is light. His arguments are such that we are at a loss. Even though we know that there is light, we have to admit defeat. He tells us that he wants to touch light. How can we make it possible for him to touch light?" Just then the blind man said, "Okay, if I cannot touch it, I have ears. Make the sound of light so that I can hear it. If it's not possible to even hear it, then I want to taste it. Or if light has a fragrance, I want to smell it." His friend said there is no way to convince him. Light can only be seen with eyes, and he has no eyes. He complains that village people are unnecessarily talking about light just to prove he is blind. He felt that we invented the story of light just to prove him blind. The blind man's friends asked Buddha if he could make him understand about light. Buddha replied, "I am not going to try to convince him. Mankind's problems have been created by people who tried to explain things to those who cannot see. I won't make that mistake. I will not explain to a blind man that there is light. You have brought him to the wrong person." The friends still insisted to Buddha. Buddha replied, "There is no need to bring him to me. Take him instead to a physician who can treat his eyes. He does not need preaching, he needs treatment. This is not a question of explanations or of him believing things you tell. If his eyes get cured, there will be no need for you to explain. He himself will be able to see and know light." The friends understood what Buddha said and took the blind man to a physician for treatment. Fortunately, he was cured after a few months. By that time, Buddha had already left that village. The blind man followed him and bowed to Buddha and said, "I was wrong. There is light, but I couldn't see before. Therefore, I didn't believe anything about light." Buddha answered, "You were certainly wrong, but your eyes got cured because you refused to accept or believe what others told you, unless you experienced it for yourself. If you had accepted what your friends had told you, then the matter would have ended there, and no question of treatment for your eyes would have arisen. So it's important to discover things for yourself. Don't just believe what others say. By experiencing things on your own, you can truly understand them. Just like the blind man learned about light by seeing it himself, you should try to learn and understand things through your own experiences.